Hi viewers, welcome back to our channel A to Z Dentistry Dental Lectures by DC. Today's topic of discussion is lipoma. It is a benign lesion which comes under connective tissue pathology. It is the most common neoplasm of mesenchymal origin. But if we consider our area, that is oral cavity, it accounts 4.4% only. Lipoma is most commonly seen on subcutaneous tissues of neck, trunk region and proximal portions of extremities. Oral prevalence rate is 1 in 5,000 adults. In 1848, Raux referred it as yellow epilis. Lipoma comprised of mature fat cells or adipocytes. It is a neoplasm of adipocytes. Normally, fat is our storage tissue. Excess carbohydrate is converted into fat and utilized when it is required. If we analyze histologically, lipoma resembles normal fat cells, but it has different type of metabolic activity. We can't utilize it as energy reservoir. So individuals who lacks energy from food resources may also get this particular lesion. Usually it occurs beyond 30 years of age with no gender predilection. Pertaining to oral cavity, the common sites for lipoma are tongue, floor of the mouth, buccal mucosa, mucobuccal or labial folds, palate and major salivary glands. These photographs shows clinical appearances of lipoma. Lipoma is a slow growing lesion with no symptoms. Clinically it can be classified into diffuse form, which is present on deeper tissues, superficial form and encapsulated form. Superficial form manifests as single or lobulated painless lesion attached by either sessile or pedungulated base. Well encapsulated form is freely movable beneath the mucosa. Diffuse form, which present on deeper tissues, only exhibits slight surface elevation when comparing with the other two forms. Multiple head and neck lipoma can be associated with neurofibromatosis, Gardner syndrome, Proteus syndrome, encephalocraniocutaneous lipomatosis and multiple familial lipomatosis. Histopathological analysis reveals mature adipocytes admixed with collagen streaks, which is often demarcated from surrounding connective tissue. A thin fibrous capsule may be seen with distinct doubler pattern. Histopathologically also we can classify lipoma. It is broadly classified into two: classic lipoma and its variant. Variants include the following: intramuscular lipoma, fibrolipoma, spindle cell or pleomorphic lipoma, angiolipoma, myxoid lipoma, sialolipoma, which is also known as salivary gland lipoma, myolipoma, chondroid lipoma, osteoid lipoma and atypical lipoma. 80% of the lipomas are either classic lipomas or fibrolipomas. Out of the next 20%, intramuscular and spindle cell variant predominates. Hibernoma is nothing but the benign neoplasm of brown fat cells. Due to the processing before H&E staining, the fat dissolves and it appears histologically as clear or empty spaces with cell membrane and nucleus. So lipoma have stagnant ring appearance. This is classic lipoma. First diagram shows fibrolipoma, while second one shows sections of muscle. So it is intramuscular lipoma. In this H&E stained section shows pleomorphic lipoma or spindle cell lipoma. Coming to the treatment aspect of lipoma, it is not necessary to do surgery. If necessary, we can opt for simple excision. Usually, there is no malignant transformation. Lipomas have no recurrence at all. Thanks for watching.